K Sports pregame show.
Ernie Johnson here, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and just like that, we've already played half an NBA season. Now on with the second half, together on 2K Sports. Tonight we'll see the Miami Heat playing against the Minnesota Timberwolves at Target Center. For the Timberwolves, facing off here against a very talented ball club, this is a great opportunity for them to put all their skill and talent on display in front of the home fans. And tonight, we'll see Andre Drummond, one of the more voracious rebounders in league history. But Shaq, where does he stand as a franchise-level player?
Well, he affects winning, but he can hurt the floor spacing, Kenny.
Well, if this was in the 90s, you know, his offense, he could become a franchise player. But the way the game is played now, it's not. But he has a consistent motor, and he is a beast.
You know who else is a beast?
Who's that?
Kevin Harlan, standing by courtside.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Clouds passing high over the 10th Avenue Bridge and the Mississippi River here in Minneapolis. A gorgeous scene. Two teams, two conferences. It's a road game for the Heat in this one. Joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and Hall of Famer David Aldridge, I'm Kevin Harlan, gracing our presence tonight, one of the all-time NBA great players, Kevin Garnett. Boy, is it good to have you here,
Hey,
KG.
man, great to see you, though. Man, how you been, man?
I don't know, feels like we've done about 10 games together already, doesn't it?
It does feel like that. It's always great to see you, though,
Good
man.
seeing you, too.
As
You look
always.
terrific.
Man.
Timberwolves hoping to give a strong showing here for their home crowd. And, of course, Victor Oladipo. Without his presence, they need someone to come in at the point and replace him.
And to say the deal changes the look and the feel of this franchise, quite frankly, is stating the obvious. They are a vastly different team than they were just a few days ago, obviously looking long-term rather than short.
Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
Well, guys, Karl Anthony Towns has a different disposition than his predecessor and mentor, Kevin Garnett. The KG said of Cat, don't take the smile for weakness. He plays with another type of engine. What they do share, Kevin, is a true love for the game. Back to you.
Outstanding, D.A. Thank you. Kev, talk about the characteristics needed to be a winner in this league.
Appetite. How much do you want this? Can you push through that pain right there? Are you going to dive on the floor? You're going to do the small things. You know, are you going to double down? Are you going to be in the spot when you're supposed to, when you're supposed to be there? You know my bags. You know, all this goes into winning. And then you need a little luck. You do. And you need an appetite. You need 15 guys that's willing to push through anything at any moment. That's the difficult part of winning.
On the same page.
On the same page, all 15 thinking the same thing.
That sounds daunting.
Listen, people think that, oh, man, why can't you have 15? Because it's 15 guys thinking 15 totally different things. Yeah. And that's the difficult part of being a coach. That's what I'm saying. Being a coach is one of the hardest things to be because you got to take 15 perspectives and get them all in one and then go forward with the same velocity like you wanted to. It's frustrating.
So here's Miami's starting group. They've got Adebayo. Fox is out there with Josh Richardson. Then there's Andre Drummond, and it's George in at the 3 spot.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
Miami shooting their first foul shots of the night here.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. And Richardson drops them both.
Taking advantage at the charity stripe like he always does. Terrific touch.
To the wing right side. The kick out to Walker. Over in the corner, Doncic. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Right side, no good. Fox against Walker. Fox with it. 17 points for him last game against the Lakers. And he misses his first shot of the game. To the middle. Here's Towns. And the dunk by Towns.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
On offense, here are the Heat. And Kevin, you talk about the makeup of a championship roster. Can you win it if you're not bound together, if you're not like a family?
I don't know. I only have one as a family, and I tell them that it represents family. I think that if you're doing something alone, that says solo. If you're doing something as family, it makes it a lot more easy.
Well said.
And the level of concentration that Doncic has, even under pressure, this guy is cool as a cucumber.
The wide open look here for Fox. That ball's nice feed that time from George. Fox has got his first 3 points of the game. For Minnesota, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Walker against Fox. Here's Easy Breezy. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Milwaukee. Here's Whiteside. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off. Miami's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. And as always, the mid part of the NBA season, quite a grueling part of the schedule. Right now, let's check out how the standings are shaping up in the East. You look at Boston, and not a surprise, really, to see them sitting there in that #1 spot in the conference. The excellent brand of basketball they've been putting on display lately has been terrific. And, of course, there's the Heat, 6 games out.
And, you know, for the Heat, they've had just the kind of season you knew they were capable of. I mean, they've got all the talent in the world, but how about maximizing it to the fullest?
That's been the key. This coaching staff knows what their strengths are. They play to those strengths. That's how they've gotten the most out of their talent.
The Heat have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from George. Good on the second, so he makes them both. And Kevin, you were drafted back in 1995, straight out of high school. You ever wonder how your career might have been different had you played some college basketball?
When I look at college, those are people that are going to, if not prepare themselves for something else. I was doing the same thing at a rapid rate, doing it through college.
Very accelerated rate.
Very accelerated rate. Where people was getting in 4 years, I was probably getting in 6 months, if not 3 months, and have to understand and articulate it. Then I got to block out. I got to understand what all that is and how finance and economics work and how it affects me. And now I got to strategize from when I'm going to do certain business moves throughout this whole season and be able to talk to an owner and talk and negotiate and go back and forth within a certain timeline. This is all stuff that you don't get in a book. This is all on the ground. You got to learn it, and you got to have a passion for it. You can't sit back and let somebody do your job for you. You got to know what it is. To be able to teach someone something is elite to me. So, you know.
And it was a process, and you enjoyed the process, though, right? Because you were a sponge. You absorb so much as from a person watching you go through all this.
Kev, I'm a student.
Yeah.
And you know me. You've been knowing me since I was a kid. You saw my growth. You saw when I struggled. One thing about struggle, you always have a chance to do something about that. I like to think that in life you have a choice. You can, it's what you do and how you do it. And I've always wanted to be a person of quality. Always wanted to be a person of class. You know that. And I'm a professional, and I was taught that you don't get to pick and choose when you're a professional. And I like to think that I've learned through my mistakes and I've applied the stuff that I've learned through my mistakes. some of the things I'm teaching these young guys, some of the things I'm talking to these young guys about is just simple experiences and how I messed up. And if I could do it over, I would do it like this. And if I could talk to, my parents, and I have parents like your parents, I would sit down and I would say this. Relating to these young guys, understanding these young guys, understanding, period, says a lot for everything. That's what I've learned through all this.
And here is Fox. Kemba Walker hitting his 3 to go. Right side against Richardson. That one, no good. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way. They went to Miami for their last meeting with the Heat and came out with a win.
Yeah, really ratcheted up the pressure in their last matchup, getting steals and just creating havoc defensively.
Their D was just phenomenal in the last game. We'll see if they bring that same intensity again.
Here's George after the made shot from Karl Anthony Towns. Outside, George, 6 to shoot. No good from 18. Minnesota in the lead. And Kevin, you think about the importance of veteran mentorship for young players looking back. Who provided that mentorship for you?
Sam Mitchell, Terry Porter, shout to Doug West, shout to J.R. Ryder, shout to Christian Laettner. All these are my vets, both good and bad. I'm learning something from all these guys. Shout to Kevin McHale, shout to rest in peace to the great Flip Saunders. These are all my vets who helped me progress as a guy and as a player. More importantly, took me under their wing, taught me finances, taught me about life, taught me how to be a young man, taught me about being professional, learning this book of business when it came to basketball, because when it comes to lockouts and all that stuff, when you have to be able to talk and negotiate your own stuff, you got to know the rules and know what it is. A lot of people don't know that the league is 2/3 of council, and you got to stay above that and understand how this whole monster works. And then, if you want to be in the elite, you got to dedicate yourself in the gym. You got to dedicate yourself in the business. If you're trying to be a brand of something, you have to do all these things. When you look at Jordan, you look at Kobe, you look at these brands out here, these, LeBron has a brand, KD has a brand. You have to invest in yourself to be able to, grow this. This is the elite. I'm not talking about average. I'm not talking about good. I'm not talking about great. This is the elite. These are people that's going to be on and people that you're going to remember, for years to come.
Sounds like a lot. Sounds like a lot on the plate, though.
True legendary.
Here's Drummond after the made shot from Karl Anthony Towns. Fox kicks to George. Back to Fox. Clock at 6. Trying to end the drought. And there's George. That's good on the assist by Fox. George has got 5 points so far.
And there's never been any question about George's three-point range. He just goes through stretches where he knocks down the three at a ridiculous rate.
Here's Easy Breezy. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Pass to Whiteside. Over George. Whiteside, no good.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
And George kicks to Fox. Now the pass to Drummond. And the rejection by Towns.
And his foot movement is what makes Towns such a terrific shot blocker. He moves so well and can defend just about any position on the floor.
And Kevin, to see you come in straight out of high school into the NBA, you forget, but it was so historic because we had not seen a high school player in such a long time.
Right. Yeah, at that time, it was 20 years before anybody had ever thought of the idea. I figured that I had the work ethic and the passion and the appetite for it. And I never looked back. I never second-guessed my decision. But when I did second-guess myself, I got in the gym and changed it.
Greatest picks in the history of the game. Passes it to Easy Breezy. He trains the quick shot. Easy Breezy's got his first 2 points of the night.
Knows how to generate offense regardless of the situation.
George with no one around. No good. That would have tied it.
A little off his game this quarter. Still trying to find a rhythm, though.
Andre Drummond grabs the miss. The Heat trail by 3. And here's Richardson. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. Now, here's Fox. The Heat need to get a shot off. Great open look there.
How about the awareness there from Fox. You got to love seeing how he is such a willing passer in finding the open man.
Walker against Fox. And Walker kicks to Towns. Pass to Easy Breezy. No good on the three.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
It's Richardson on the wing. Back to George. Shoots a fader and misses it off the right side of the rim.
It's been a frustrating quarter for him shooting the basketball. He just has to make sure he's taking good shots.
Back to Walker. Right side Towns. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
When you defend a good mid-range shooter, this is how you contest without fouling.
Now George. He had 25 points in the win against the Lakers. Kicks it out to Richardson. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That is his first foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Right wing. Adebayo passes to Dinwiddie. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. Tries it from 19. Richardson, no luck.
Unfortunately for him, the defense is slow to react, but he couldn't make them pay.
The pass to Easy Breezy. Back to Walker. Here's Easy Breezy. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. And Towns gets it to go. Kevin, listening to the value you placed in preparation, practice to you was obviously important.
Practice to me was very important. Preparing was very important. You know, scouting reports, being clear, understanding rotation, understanding what the goal was, understanding the plan. Like, I took all that to heart because I had to be the relayer of that. I had to articulate that to players. I had to be the one in pick and rolls calling out the coverages and stuff. And if I didn't know that, then, you know, Rondo, the guards, they didn't know. So
they were going to get blasted.
So I had to be on top of that. So that was part of the responsibility. One of my responsibilities, just being a professional and being ready to play.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and discuss ways to maximize these possessions.
The reason why is you like to get value every time down the floor, but that does take a lot of discipline.
Whole new look on the floor for Minnesota. Then for the Heat, Drummond's checked in for Bam Adebayo. Paul George comes in for Josh Richardson. And De'Aaron Fox subbed in for Dinwiddie. And it's Drummond with the jam.
I mean, tremendous body control in the air. Andre with the easy catch and flush.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Habit. Pass to Bates-Diop. Over Drummond. Bank shot, no good.
And you see why his reputation is so strong defensively. He allows no separation.
And so many defenses are not designed to take away the mid-range jumper, but he's given nothing away.
1:19 left in the first quarter of the game. Brown outside to the right side. Okogie. And that time also a missed shot. Miami leading by 4. Guys, they've been getting it done.
They came out with a mission, and they have been tough to stop. The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Now here's Jones. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. To the paint. That one falls.
The defense cannot afford to give him an inch that close to the basket because he will burn you every time.
Passes to George. Fires the 3. Offensive rebound, Heat. Timberwolves trail by 4.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Bates Diop. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Seconds left in the first quarter. Pass to Nurkic. Over Brown. And Nurkic gets it to go. Nurkic has got his first points in this one. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Heat out front. They're up by 3. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. High-powered scorers in the game, Karl Anthony Towns knows it's important to keep his teammates involved.
You know, everyone has to get some of the sugar, you know, so making sure you're not just being a ball hog. So I'm just always trying to make sure that I'm taking wide open shots that I think everyone on the team would love for me to take if I have the opportunity. But also at the end of the day, making sure everyone gets a chance to be in the candy shop.
Well, when you're attracting, Greg, all that defensive attention, it creates opportunities for your teammates.
And Towns wants to win big. To do that, though, it's not enough to get numbers. You've got to make your teammates better as well.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Miami, guys.
They've gotten that perimeter game going in that first, and for me, that was the difference. Hot right out of the gate, generating some early confidence and building on that lead.
On the court for the Heat, we've got Yusuf Nurkic. Johnson is out there with Green, and it's Dinwiddie in at the point. Here's Johnson. He had 13 points in the win against the Lakers in Los Angeles. Launches it. Dinwiddie with the bucket. And the Heat lead by 4.
And there's where, if you get some room, you kind of have to take that shot to keep the defense honest.
Kevin, can you be great playing NBA basketball and not love to play the game of basketball?
I think it helps, man. You know, to love something is to do it with that love, to do it with that passion, to do it with that effort. You know, I can remember when my grandmother being there cooking with my aunt, and they would be in there singing, and they'd be dancing, they'd be tasted, and they'd be
good
mixing.
Memories.
Great memories, and you know, and you would come in there, and it was just a good time, and that energy and that spirit, if you will, or that vibration, or whatever was in her cooking, and when you taste their food, it was magical. So I like to think that when you play, or when you practice, or whatever you're doing with that love and that passion, with that appetite, with that whatever's in your mind, or whatever that picture is that you're chasing, you're doing it with that passion, that I'm loving what I'm doing. And when you do it with that passion, it shows. It's radiant. And people see it for what it is, straight up.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
And the pass to Bogdanovic. To the inside. Okogie powered down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Kicks it to Dinwiddie. Pass to Nurkic. 5 to shoot. This one for 3. And again, Miami with the triple.
Further proof that you can't leave anyone in this league that wide open.
And it's Jones with the ball for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They trail by 7. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. It'll be the second of 4 games at home for them. Now here's Jones. Bucket is good.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Bogdanovich against Johnson. He kicks to Dinwiddie. Outside, Green. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Green's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Timberwolves trail by 8. Jones, the pass to Bates-Diop. Jones looking for an opening. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And Doc Rivers, your coach with the Celtics, such a great leader. Brought your team together. Talk about that.
He brought us the belief from Mbutu and bringing all of us together and that you give yourself for the greater of the group. And everybody bought into that. And when you hear about when Miami won, Pat Riley had all those guys give something to the pot and giving yourself to something. And when you think about what team is, all these great coaches, these great minds, these great philosophers, it all surrounds that whole little philosophy right there, giving yourself to be able to get something and gain something.
Very interesting.
Very, very interesting. But a true philosophy in winning.
That one is no good. Miami leading by 7. Johnson wide open. He fires. Nice open look, but it's no good. Bates-Diop, the pass to Jones. Basket counts. Jones has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Attacking on the interior, I like that attitude.
Here's Dinwiddie, defended by Jones. Dinwiddie kicks to Johnson. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And a quick look at how the Minnesota Timberwolves schedule is shaping up. On Friday, they'll face off against Anthony Davis and the Phoenix Suns. And then on Saturday, they'll go up against Russell Westbrook and the Indiana Pacers.
And just looking ahead to what's on tap, there are a lot of winnable games for them, but you can't go into the stretch with that mentality. You've got to focus on what's in front of you and bring it every night.
No good on the free throw. And he sinks the second. Now here's Jones. He's got 6. Passes to Bates-Diop. Scored the basket. His 4th. He's only missed 1 of his 5 shots tonight.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Now a timeout called by Miami. On the floor for Minnesota.
And let's check out some of the numbers here on Karl Anthony Towns. He's been fantastic over the last 10 games or so. 9th in rebounding, and he sits in the top 15 in points per game. An absolute powerhouse offensively. And he's a top 10 rebounder this year for good reason. He's unbelievably driven, and he competes with you for the entire game. Now, here's Fox. Looking at the numbers, he's averaging about 20.5 points a game. Here's Adebayo. It's rebounded by Towns. Timberwolves trail by 4. Doncic kicks to Walker. Buries it from 3-point range. Walker's got 6.
And he's kind of always had that shoot-first mentality for a point guard. And when you can shoot it like Walker, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Here's Adebayo. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. And it's Drummond missing.
Fantastic rim protection. That's not in his wheelhouse to overcome.
Walker the pass to Easy Breezy. Back to Walker. They get Whiteside. Shot clock at 6. Walker the pass to Easy Breezy. A miss that time would have put him up. The Heat have gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. Richardson with it. Latrey. There we go. Now in the scoring column with that make. He is 1 for 4.
Bad communication defensively. This is the last guy you want to leave open from there.
Whiteside kicks to Doncic. There's the pass to Easy Breezy. Shoots a fader, and that one off the back of the rim and in. Easy Breezy's got his second bucket of the night. And here is Fox. Drummond finds George. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. He's got 7.
And he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Walker the pass to Easy Breezy. Baseline try. Towns, no luck. The Heat leading by 4. Now Walker. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Milwaukee.
And made a big mark at the free throw line as well. He got himself to the stripe a lot and cashed in when he had his chances.
Just hasn't had his night, but his teammates are picking up the slack.
Passes it to Easy Breezy. Doncic kicks to Walker. Whiteside dishes to Walker. 4 on the clock. Pass to Easy Breezy. Hits it from 3-point range. Easy Breezy's got 7.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Richardson the pass to Fox. The high post shot. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Fox has got his second basket.
And how about the mid-range shooting of Fox? Definitely capable of sinking those shots with consistency.
Pass to Doncic. Now the pass to Walker. Over Drummond. And with that, the Heat lead is cut down to just 1 on the basket from Walker. Miami's going to sublime 4 of 4 from 3-point range since we've gotten in here in the second quarter. Fox kicks to George. Fox against Walker. Fox passes to George. From the baseline. Shot clock at 6. And it's blocked by Whiteside.
With that long wingspan, Hassan Whiteside saying, no, not in my house. He's been so consistent scoring the basketball. It has helped him tack on to this lead.
Minnesota shooting the 6th attempt at the free throw line tonight.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And the Heat call time here. Karl Anthony Towns with a strong contribution so far in this one.
And he's just attacking the rim with force here. They need to try and deny him the ball in the paint to keep him away from the basket.
We get a moment now to view the league's stingiest defenses. The Heat in second.
This is a team that takes pride on the defensive side of the floor. I mean, they play hard and they play together. They are a tough group to score on.
Miami trailing. On the wing, George. Offline with his 3.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck with deep here. It's just not his night.
It's Drummond with the rebound. Miami's gone 7 of 11 from deep tonight, using the 3-pointer to their advantage. Here's Fox, and the layup's good off the glass. Fox has got the game tied up here for the Heat.
And Fox starting to show you his abilities inside. It has quick instincts, which I think helps him when he's down low.
Walker's shot is off. And Miami shooting and feeling it offensively in the second quarter. They're shooting 60%. Richardson kicks to Fox. Kicks it out to Richardson. And here's George for three. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And it's Paul George with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Easy Breezy. On the money with the open jumper. Easy Breezy's got 7 points for the quarter.
Yeah, and they're starting to warm up from the field this quarter.
Fox dishes to George. Walker against Fox. And here's George for three. Kept alive. Drummond. Banked in off the glass. Drummond's got 8 points.
No, they didn't put enough body on Drummond. He has too much talent for that.
From deep, Walker buries it from three-point range. Walker's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for the Timberwolves. The Heat trail by 3. Fox kicks to Adebayo. Good ball movement here by Miami. Outside for George. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. He's got 10.
Oh, okay. It's on. Trading blows here from distance.
You know what? Both sides are in rhythm. The defense out there having no effect.
And we want to thank Kevin Garnett for joining us, giving us some perspective. KG is always great, and thank you. Giving us a lot to think about with your comments tonight. Thanks for coming by.
Okay, Hall, man, I hope I was able to help, man. You know, thank you for letting me be part of it.
You took over the broadcast.
Not even, man. I'm learning,
you took over the broadcast.
I'm learning from the best, K. Keep doing it, man.
Love you, buddy.
My dude.
And, Steve, one of the things that really stands out about Kevin Garnett, at least to me, is the emotion, the enjoyment, the passion, all of it he brings to the discussion every time we're with him. Just a fun guy to have around.
Boy, he is. I mean, he's one of those guys. He's high energy when he plays, but he's one of those guys off the floor. He brings that same type of passion and energy. He's KG. His motor is always on.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up. It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Walker. He's got 11. Outside, Towns. Shot to stop the run, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And already a leader at such a young age. Towns' teammates look to him to anchor them on both ends, and he has not disappointed.
He's made all 3 of his free throws so far.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
The free throw drops for Towns. And Towns drops them both.
Well, he's come through for them at the line today, and you love having a big fella who's so capable on his free throws.
George, that's a 2-pointer, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Heat lead by 3, and we'll get it going after this from the Target Center.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Diesel and the Jet. Welcome to the Halftime Show on 2K Sports. It was a closely contested first quarter for Miami. The game was always within a fairly narrow margin, with their largest deficit of the period being 6. The second quarter was dead even in terms of their scoring output from both teams, and they still find themselves in a good position at the half. Kenny, let's start with you. What'd you think about the Heat?
Well, there was a big spark from the bench in the first half. Sometimes you're hoping for your reserves to come in and just hold court, but they didn't do that. They actually got better.
Shaq, what'd you think about Minnesota?
Aggressive. I called them up earlier. I like it. They're taking it hard to the rack, dictating the pace, setting the physical tone. You're not going to get that by launching threes all night. Everybody knows that.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
The buildings of downtown Minneapolis all lit up on this lovely evening. Welcome back, everyone, to the Twin Cities. We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, without question, George is displaying his skills today.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him. A scoring machine here in that first half.
Defensively coming in, you know he's going to be tough to stop, but I'm still waiting to see a plan to even contain him.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Timberwolves trail by 3. Well, Heat fans, not the league's loudest, but they do show up.
They sell out the arena every night. They love their team, and it's a great place to play.
We've got Easy Breezy. Towns is out there with Whiteside. Then there's Doncic, and it's Walker in at the point guard. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Andre Drummond grabs the miss.
Yeah, not a great shot there, especially when you got a lockdown defender guarding you.
You know, there's no shame in passing out in that situation. Leave your ego at the door.
Walker against Fox. And Walker kicks to Whiteside. Here's Easy Breezy, defended by George. And George gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Easy Breezy, defended by George. Clock at 6. Pass to Doncic from downtown. It's hauled in by the Heat. Drummond's got 14 rebounds tonight. Going after. Fades and shoots. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
And the mid-range jumper really right in George's comfort zone. When he isn't blowing by guys and finishing at the rim, he's knocking that one down with consistency.
Now here's Towns. 15 points in the game. And that's a foul called on Bam Adebayo. That is his first foul of the game. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Shot clock at 6. And Walker kicks to Whiteside. Good on the shot.
Showing off his inside game. Whiteside looking good there.
Now, here's Fox. 10 points for him. Richardson with it. Can't hit that one. Good work defensively by Whiteside. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket. And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded-out game.
The Heat leading by 4. Fox kicks to Richardson. He feeds it to Drummond. Towns with the defensive effort.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Out of bounds, Miami takes possession. And a look now at the breakdown between 3-point and 2-point shots attempted here tonight for the Heat. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Fox passes to George. A rebound by the Timberwolves.
That's one of those where you think you've got it, you relax for just a second, and then you're kicking yourself.
Here's Walker, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Andre Drummond picks one up.
Kemba Walker continuing the fine tradition of New York point guards. He should not go unmentioned when you talk about the NBA's best ball handlers.
Two shots.
That's good from Walker. And without a doubt, Kemba Walker, one of the league's most entertaining players.
And enlisted at 6'1", and that might be a stretch, but he uses it to his advantage, staying low and almost dancing when he's out there attacking defenders.
And so Walker nails both of them. So it's Miami now. The lead is 2. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. George with the ball. He's picked up by Whiteside. George with the bucket.
Yeah, the onslaught continues. He's been unstoppable now for a couple of nights.
The momentum is building, scoring in a bunch of ways. That's why his number keeps getting called.
Now here's Towns. 17 points in the game. Whiteside the bounce pass. 6 to shoot. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
That is fantastic defense on one of the best three-point shooters in the league. Didn't give him an inch of room.
And Josh Richardson at the University of Tennessee was a pre-med student, plans on becoming a surgeon. But when the NBA became a possibility, he said he had to switch to an easier major.
And instead of spending 4 hours a day studying, he put that time into the gym. A terrific defender in college, was the two-time All-SEC defensive player. And with the newfound focus on basketball, he has blossomed as a scorer.
First one falls for him. And so he makes both from the line. Steve, we talk a lot about team defense, but who in your mind are some of the best on-ball defenders in the game now?
Kawhi Leonard is fantastic. Avery Bradley, Marcus Smart, Draymond Green does a nice job. Even Klay Thompson, he's asked to guard a whole bunch of different guys. The list goes on and on of guys being able to slide their feet without fouling. It's beautiful to watch.
And it's Towns penetrating. Buries it down low. Towns has got 19 points.
And from day one, Towns has been one of the NBA's top post players. A versatile, well-rounded game on the low block. It doesn't hurt that he can step outside and knock down the jumper either.
And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And the Timberwolves with possession here. And so it's Walker with it, who brings it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. 4-point game. To the left wing. Kicks to Doncic. Shot clock at 6. Here's Towns. Here's Walker. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5-for-8 clip.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And the Heat call time here.
A moment now to see the numbers for Fox. He's putting up about 20 points per game, 7 assists, and 3 rebounds. What incredible numbers. He has been a beast.
You know what? Everything is coming so easy for him right now, operating on the highest level.
George. Minnesota with the rebound. And here is Doncic. He isn't playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. Richardson against Walker. Pass to Easy Breezy. Good, and the assist goes to Town. And that's 12 points for Easy Breezy. Guys, what a back-and-forth game this has been.
And that's already resulted in 7 lead changes.
Down low. Here's Adebayo. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. And the Heat lead by 1.
This is a guy who knows how to orchestrate an offense. Terrific lead pass.
Minnesota calls timeout. Paul George really making a difference here.
Yeah, they're going to have to talk about this. They got to find a way to get the ball out of his hands.
And a new group getting ready for Miami. Yusuf Nurkic. He's checked in for Andre Drummond. Green comes in for Bam Adebayo. Tyler Johnson, he's checked in for Richardson. And Spencer Dinwiddie subbed in for De'Aaron Fox.
Boy, did he burrow his way in there, and the D just sort of backed off.
Dinwiddie surveying the floor. Here's Nurkic. And the shot is long. Now the Timberwolves with it. They're on a 15-6 run. And a wide open look for Walker. A three-pointer off the mark. The Heat have gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Here's Dinwiddie. Makes it off the glass. Dinwiddie's got his third bucket of the night. As we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion.
And Walker kicks to Doncic. Fader on the way. And there's another one for the Timberwolves.
And he's such a polished shooter. You can't give Doncic these kinds of opportunities, or he's going to burn you.
Johnson outside. And Bogdanovich picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Dinwiddie. 8 points for him. To the middle. Here's Nurkic. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Here's a peek now at the 2K leaderboard. This year, these teams have made the most of their offensive rebounds. The Heat in second.
One of the better rebounding teams in the league, especially on the offensive end. They never take that for granted in terms of whether the shot's going in.
And Bogdanovich kicks to Towns. Pass to Doncic. Now the pass to Walker. 5 to shoot. Passes to Doncic. A three-pointer, no good.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Johnson gets the bucket.
Great eye contact. Guys working in tandem in the paint.
For Minnesota, they've gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the third quarter. Now Towns. 19 points in the game. He kicks it to Doncic. Over Johnson. Doncic, no good. The Heat with the lead. Johnson surveying the floor. Over in the corner, Green. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Green's got 6.
Over his career, JaMychal Green has steadily worked on the perimeter jump shot. You have to respect his range from the outside.
Timberwolves passing it around. Now, here's Doncic. D right on him. Here's Walker. At basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
He's been locked in all night, and he's taking good shots.
Here's Dinwiddie. 8 points for him. Nurkic finds George. Back to Nurkic. Lays it up and banks it in. He's got 8.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Timberwolves trail by 4. Outside, Walker dishes it to Doncic. Tries again. He takes it up and lays it in.
And you want more of this from Doncic. He's good at reading shot trajectories. Love his aggressiveness.
Outside, George, Nurkic. Second chance effort. He can't get that one. And Minnesota will come the other way. Pass to Bates-Diop over Green. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. And so it's Dinwiddie with it. He'll bring it up for Miami. The lead is 2. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
Now a chance to see the numbers for George. Over the last month, getting it done. 15th in scoring, and he's as opportunistic as anybody defensively, ranking among the top 15 league-wide in steals per game.
And yeah, one of the most dangerous scorers in the game. He's already come up big in some key games this year. His teammates really feed off his presence, I think. And the Timberwolves call time. Smitty, looking back in your career, what's the most pressure you've felt in a game?
You know, I think the most pressure, you love to be in those games. I think that's when you strive. I think the most pressure I ever felt, and it wasn't a playoff game, Kevin, or a championship game. It was that very first game as a rookie, because that game you had nothing to compare to, and it was everything you dreamed about. And that first game, you were finally saying, for me, I couldn't get it out of my head. This is my first NBA game. So I think that was the most pressure game I've ever played in.
Here's Nurkic. That shot off. Some solid defense from Brown. Kicks to Bogdanovic to the inside. On the basket by Jones.
A nice job of converting, but what really makes this play, the league pass.
Jones against Fox. Nurkic in the post. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
It sometimes takes more than one defender to help alter the shot when he's that close inside.
Jones, the pass to Bates-Diop. Jones against Fox. Out to the right wing. Just 5 to shoot. Okogie and the Timberwolves tack on 2 more. Here's Fox. He's got 10. 52 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Nurkic against Brown. Nurkic can't hit. Minnesota's gotten 1 of 6 3-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. Bogdanovic wide open. 18 feet away, and he knocks it down. Now it's a 4-point Timberwolves lead.
And some kind of switch must have been flipped at halftime because both teams are getting after it.
I would have loved to hear the coach's speech because they really took heed to it. Like you said, both teams playing at a different pace.
Nurkic can't hit. Minnesota with the ball. They're on a 12-4 run. Bates-Diop, the pass to Jones. Pass to Bates-Diop. A fadeaway. Pulled the shot a little up, but the bounce goes his way. Bates-Diop's got the lead up to 6 now for the Timberwolves. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. And we'll be back with you shortly. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And, you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
You see why they trust him with the ball in his hands. He can make the simple play, and he can pull off the spectacular.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. The Heat trail by 6, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the 4th quarter. On the floor for Miami, Adebayo is out there with Nurkic. Then it's Johnson, and it's Dinwiddie in at the 1 spot. Here's Adebayo. 5 on the clock. Johnson, that's for 2. That's short off the rim. Timberwolves leading by 6. Timberwolves passing it around. Good on the shot.
And what it looks like now, guys, their confidence is growing, and so is this lead.
But they can't just sit back and enjoy it. They need to keep up the momentum.
Here's Adebayo. He dishes it to Johnson. To the wing on the left. Here's Nurkic, and it's blocked, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Jones. About a minute played here in the 4th quarter. Clock is at 3. The pass to Nurkic. 3-pointer. Dinwiddie's shot is off. Left side, Jones. Passes it to Bates-Diop. From deep. Hands it from downtown. And the Timberwolves lead by 11.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
To the paint. Nurkic dishes to Johnson. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. We're just over a minute and a half now into the 4th. Over to the wing. 5 to shoot. Pass to Adebayo. Puts up a 3. Count that one. And the Timberwolves lead has been cut down now to just 8 on the basket from Dinwiddie. And it's Jones with the ball for Minnesota. They played a great 4th quarter defensively, allowing only 3 points. Fires from deep. And another 3 for Minnesota.
And that's from beyond, guys, right back at you.
This is looking more like an all-star game right now. Everyone launching from range.
Here's Dinwiddie. Kicks it to Nurkic. Shot from the low block. And the shot goes in. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Now here's Jones. Not a lot of room. Pass to Bates-Diop. And it's off from 3-point range. Herter is covered by Bogdanovic. Herter. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wynn.
Well, this is where he shows both skill and body control along with the attack mindset.
So it's the Timberwolves now. They've led by as many as 11 points. Okogie is guarded by Johnson. There's the lob to Brown. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Hammock. Herter is covered by Bogdanovic. Here's Dinwiddie. Fires it up. Offensive rebound.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. Here's Bogdanovich after the basket by Jusuf Nurkic. Here's Jones. Brown. Great positioning on the putback.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
You know, it's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going. Here's Dinwiddie. Herter is covered by Bogdanovich. The pass to Nurkic. Shot from 12. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. Timberwolves leading by 8. And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. Okogie is guarded by Johnson. Outside, Jones. Bogdanovich looking around. No good on the triple. The Heat trail by 8. Lets it go from 11. Here's Nurkic. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And he makes the first. And for Jusuf Nurkic, you see the flashes of how dominant he can be in every game.
I mean, the potential is there, and he is working hard to find that consistency. I do believe he's noticeably better when he plays with an edge. He's more in tune with what's going on. You almost want to rile him up or do something to tick him off before every game to get the best out of him. This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Doncic passes to Easy Breezy. Whiteside kicks to Towns. Timberwolves passing it around. Here's Walker. Rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Passes it to Richardson. To the middle. And stolen by Whiteside. Walker against Fox. From outside the arc. Rebound by the Heat. Nurkic has got 8 rebounds in this game. Here's George. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And Paul George, a terrific two-way player. An all-star, an all-NBA performer, and multiple all-defense selections.
Free throw good from George. And Paul George has made it a goal to win Defensive Player of the Year.
I mean, he's got tremendous length and quickness, but really his pride at that end of the floor might matter even more. He just takes great pride in being a complete player.
And both free throws good for Paul George. Minnesota leading by 4. Walker finds Whiteside. Inside. Pass to Doncic. There's the dish to Towns. Shoots over Nurkic. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Now here's George. Guarded closely. George double team. Pass to Nurkic. Richardson for 3. And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball games. And
it's Towns with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Timberwolves. They've led by as many as 11 points. Walker the pass to Doncic. Shoots over Fox. Doncic, no good. And it's Miami's ball. They're on a 17-7 run. Richardson kicks to Fox. There's the pass to George. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket.
He's going to have to wait to hit his first two of this half. He had 3 at the break.
That one goes in.
And you got to respect Luka's passing skills. Just a multi-talented player who is all about sharing the basketball.
Now, here's Fox. Pass to George. Now, here's Drummond. Over Whiteside. And it's Drummond missing. Here's Easy Breezy. He kicks to Walker. No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. A three-pointer off the mark.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
And Fox gets it to go.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
And Minnesota has possession. Inside, here's Doncic. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Walker's got 3 assists tonight. Miami's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway. Fox passes to George. And the Heat, another 3.
Their 3rd three-pointer in a row.
Timberwolves have gone 7 of 15 from the floor here in the 4th. Right around 46-47%. Jokic against Towns. Kicks to Whiteside. Count the basket and the foul. Andre Drummond picks one up.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Hassan Whiteside said growing up, he never had a backup plan. He was going to be an NBA player. His huge size made that a pretty safe bet.
And Miami making a change here. Adebayo's checked in. And you just don't see many players with the kind of length that Hassan Whiteside possesses.
Did you know on his tiptoes he can grab the rim with both hands, and he's pretty athletic for his size. Those physical tools just about off the charts.
Here's Richardson. It's rebounded by Doncic for Minnesota. They've gone 8 of 16 from the field in the 4th, exactly 50%. Easy breezy passes to Whiteside. Here's Towns. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Walker's got 4 assists in the game. The Heat trail by 4. Fox with it. Pass to George. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Back to Fox. Drummond trying to get himself free. And the Heat, another 3.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Whiteside, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
After putting up zeros in the first half, he is making up for it big time now.
Fox kicks to George. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got rebound number 8 now on the night. Easy breezy passes to Towns. Good again. He's on tonight. 9 for 13 shooting.
Locked and loaded tonight. Whenever he's gotten any kind of a decent look, he's knocked it down.
He's been the reason they're in this position to win this game. He's been consistent and reliable.
Now, here's Fox. Pass to Richardson. On the wing, George. No good from the wing. Timberwolves leading by 5. Towns with it. Outguarded by Fox. Doncic, no good.
No one near him. That's one he's got to hit. One he usually hits.
And George kicks to Fox. side, George. Back to Fox. The shot comes out. Walker with some nice D. And so it's Walker with the Timberwolves. They've led by as many as 11 points.
Shooting for Minnesota, Karl-Anthony Towns. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
Gets the first, and that increases their lead to 6. Second one is good.
And definitely playing the opponent, but also they're playing against the clock.
I think that's the thing. You can't give away 1 second now. You're toast.
Now, here's Doncic. Walker looking for an opening. To the wing on the left. Here's Easy Breezy. Another miss by Minnesota.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the D has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull the trigger.
In attack mode, Drummond getting aggressive as the game heats up.
Here's Doncic after the made shot from Andre Drummond. Doncic kicks to Towns. Here's Whiteside, and that's good. A nice job on the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
And we see it all the time, guys. You get the big lead, maybe check out mentally, but not tonight.
They have this game in hand, but they're still pouring it on.
And the Heat call time here. They're trailing by 7. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Karl-Anthony Towns.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up. And that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Tipped away. In the corner, it's Richardson. It's good. And now they trail by just 4.
And you can see where they're attacking here in the fourth, strictly from the perimeter.
You know, plenty of teams, they try this strategy. Works when you're hot, but works against you when you're not.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
At the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
So the first one drops, and that puts them up by 5. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 6-point ball game.
Well, this is how you close out. Beautiful job.
Now a timeout called by Miami. They're down by 6. There's 10 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Guys, your thoughts?
And I'm not sure the 2-point bucket does much here. I think they got to go for 3.
They need to work on getting a clean, quality look from the perimeter here. That should be their focus.
Fox passes to Adebayo. For 3, Richardson. It's good from beyond the arc.
Another triple, and that's been the story of this second half.
Coming out of the break, they've relied on their perimeter offense to generate points. Right now, it's working.
Minnesota calls timeout. They're leading by 3. 5 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now they foul and stop the clock.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
Take a break.
Take a break. Peace out.
He hits the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So he gets them both, and it's a 5-point game. And so the Timberwolves take the win, probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that emotional boost that was needed down the stretch. This crowd, man, they were electric.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. With Karl Anthony Towns, you look so calm on the block. What has that focus been like for you?
Just being patient, waiting for my shot to come, not really forcing anything, but also being aggressive.
And you do both very well. Thanks, Kat. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time.